Salutations, everyone. I tried to record Rainbow Six Siege, but my computer had other ideas. So we are playing this instead. But it's fine. I haven't recorded this in a while, but I want to play Rainbow Six, and it didn't happen. But we got to Crystalline. I began walking towards the town square. Yeah, I think the last episode we found out those kids were stealing crystals, and we're gonna have a stakeout, if I remember correctly. I follow my feet as it wanders the streets, taking my time and enjoying a bustle of town. I've forgotten how relaxing it is to have nothing on the agenda. Besides someone stealing crystals. Eventually we reach the square. I recognize the statue of Elena. Alania? I don't know. A small brown dog, only a little larger than Pongo, watches us. His tail wags slowly and catches our attention. Bork, bork. Do that save, and then we go back to the first page and start researching it. Ew, dogs. Play fetch, pet the dog. Let's pet the dog. Hey dog, are you lost? I extend my hand and he cautiously approaches me after giving a good exploratory sniff. He barks excitedly. Good boy. His tongue lolls out as I scratch behind his ears. Pongo bounces angrily. The dog stares at the Pongo as if noticing him for the first time. Pongo pouts and jumps even higher. The dog cowers and whines. Pongo, what's up with you? Go pet the dog, but the Pongo butts up my hand away. Are you jealous? I reach out the hand, pet the Pongo, who seems to calm down slightly. The Pongo perks up as the Pongo relaxes. The dog perks up. Wee. He wags his tails and he nuzzles the Pongo. Pongo bristles at the dog's touch and scrambles back. He ups away, but the dog happily chases him. The dog catches up. He looks at Pongo, who grimaces. He's playing with you. The little girl races over to the dog, who barks excitedly at her presence and throws her arms around him and holds him as close as he licks her face.
I thought I lost you.
Suddenly, she notices the Pongo and her eyes grow wide.
Oh, you're so cute. What?
She gently pats the Pongo on the head, and his little frown melts into a smile.
Boy.
We're gonna see this person?
Are you lost too? Boy.
He ups her to be the girl, looks at her and smiles shyly.
Hi.
Rip. Hey, is that your dog? She nods.
Thanks for finding him for me. Sometimes he's too fast and I can't catch him.
Mocha sniffs around my feet and nudges my hands to be pet, but the Pongo bounces between us. The girl giggles and waves.
I guess we should be leaving. Bye-bye, little Pongo friend. Thanks for keeping Mocha company.
Bye. Before Mocha can escape again, the girl slips a leash around his collar, and the two of them gradually disappear from view. I look down at my Pongo, who looks back up at me. Put him on my shoulder. I smile and pat his head affectionately. He scrims happily against me, then hops up to my shoulder and nuzzles my face. How do we continue that walk together,
Bye.
Together we head further into town, and I decide to check out some of the storefronts and streets that I didn't get a chance to see yesterday. Pongo wanders off whenever it gets too crowded, but he always seems to find his way back to me. After most of the day has passed, I decide it's time to return to the inn. Leanna, Amelia, and Zach are already there waiting. Leanna stands when I arrive.
Here, I got you something.
She passes me a gauntlet similar to one on her wrist and the sphere inlaid as the same color as Leanna's. That must be a wind crystal. Is this a manipulator?
Yeah, I was thinking about your last attempt at casting, and I figured this might be more helpful with future training.
Yeah, fair enough.
Having the manipulator as a focal point of concentration is how Amelia and I learned to cast.
Thanks. Carla finally returns and attention shifts to her.
The crystal pickup will happen soon. We should start heading over.
Okay, milk tits. Leanna nods.
Once they complete the exchange, we should follow the guy to see if he leads us to their hideout.
I still can't think of why they'd want these crystals.
I still can't imagine why you don't have an immensurable back pain.
Energy crystals have varying utilizations, some of which are outlawed.
I'm sorry. What I said, that was pretty good. Kara seems a bit surprised, but Lana doesn't react to that. Thinking about what these outlawed utilizations can be makes me uneasy.
We have our plan. Let's get started.
Fair enough, man. We trace back the ruins and find an abandoned house with the children. Instead of entering, we spread out around the perimeter to maximize visibility to anyone approaching. That's a good idea. Kara and I stay close to the house and hide in the same fallen bricks. Our field of vision is limited, but we're close enough to overhear any conversations that take place inside. After we position ourselves, we wait. We don't know when the man's going to show up. After about 20 minutes, I start to get fidgety. I wish the kids had given us a time. Who knows how long we'll be stuck out there for. My legs are starting to cramp, but as I shift, Kara shoots me a warning glance, and I force myself to push through it. Finally, a man approaches. He looks to be in his 20s and surprisingly wears something that resembles a beanie on his head. Kara yanks my collar, so we duck down. She covers my mouth with her hand and puts a finger in her lips. Looks like our job to listen, and the others will be our eyes. I hear a deer creak, followed by the faint sound of footsteps.
Hey yo, you punks got my crystals or what?
I listen for any extra footsteps, but it sounds like the man came solo.
Here.
The man is wrestling in there is a rustling of a bag being opened.
What is this? These crystals are weak, yo.
That's all we could find.
Nah, this ain't good, man.
Sorry.
Boy's voice was weak.
Huh.
The bag closes and the man grunts as he lifts it up.
Wait, where are our coins?
You'll get your payment when you deliver, yo. This is only half of what you promised.
There's a silence. I carefully peek out to see the boy straining with his hands clenched.
Fine.
That's what I thought.
The stranger lugs the bag over his shoulder and I quickly duck back down as he exits the house. Time to go. I turn to face Kara, who wears a serious frown and has a fury in her eyes. I don't think I've seen her this angry before, let alone... I don't think I've seen her angry before, let alone this angry. She looks like she's about to rip this guy's head off. Kara?
Did you not see that? We should take him out now.
Gotta calm down there, milk tits. Could just be a messenger, so we have to stick to the plan. Kara clenches and only her jaw.
Still,
He'll get his justice soon enough.
let's hurry up and go.
Yeah. We trail the man out of Stonecrest, making sure to stay behind the buildings and keeps his shadows so not to be spotted. Kara slips in and out of her alleys with ease, and it takes a lot of my concentration not to lose her. No wonder she's always sneaking up on us. I assume the rest of our team is also following him, as I'm unable to spot them. That's for the best. The less chance of being noticed, but the better. Outside the city gates, it's a little harder to stay hidden. As it opens up into a more open field. At least since we're spread out, it won't be easy for him to escape if he tries to. We successfully follow him to what looks like an abandoned train car. There's some kind of dark smoke emitting from the top. He's making crystal meth, yo! Man pauses and we crouch lower behind the cover. As he looks around, he doesn't spot any of us and enters the train. Kara pushes her fingers to her lips and I nod. Staying low, we sneak towards the train. The windows are all blocked off, but we crouch below them anyway. I can hear muffled voices and I gently press my ear against the train.
Yo, Mr. White!
Now I get it. Jesse Pinkman and Mr. White. This is from Breaking Bad.
Jesse, how many times did I tell you to call me Heisenberg?
Oh, Lord. That's such a great reference. The man speaks softly, but his tone is strict and
My
disapproving.
bad, but I got some crystals.
Let's see.
There aren't many and they're pretty small. I don't think we'd be able to get much out of them anyway.
It doesn't matter their size. Once we're done cooking them, they'll be exponentially more effective.
Walter White? You mean Walter White?
I don't know, man. They're tiny. How does that even work?
What's Jesse's actual last name? Was it actually... It's close to Pinkman. Ah, fuck. What's his... Is it actually Pinkman? It might be spelled differently. Don't know, man. They're tiny. How does this even
It's
work?
a simple matter of science.
You serious? You can do something like that?
Indeed.
Yeah, Mr. White. Yeah, science!
This is such an interesting recreation of fucking Breaking Bad.
Heisenberg.
Oh, right. My bad, yo.
I hear faint changing, clanging glass where I wish I could see what they're doing. They're cooking meth. A sharp snap cracked somewhere from behind me. What was that? I should have position, look behind me, and see an animal scampering away. As I breathed with a sigh of relief, I noticed an absence of noise in the
What
train.
was that?
Before I have a chance to get down, one of the windows swung open, and I'm face to face with both of them. The young man who, with the beanie, just stares at me with wild eyes. The second man, much older, maybe the age of his father, and fixes me with an unscrutable stare. He looks surprisingly normal, not like someone who would get mixed up with something shady. Jesse turns around and darts of the back exit. Mr. White joins him as Car and I sprint to the other side of the train. Thankfully, Lena and Zach are already there. Lena points her blade at them.
Surrender and come with us peacefully.
Jesse looks like he's about to bolt, but Zach fixes his discharge on him.
I wouldn't move if I were you.
Crap, what do we do? Why are you laughing at a time like this?
Mia stands a good distance away, her manipulator glowing. After looking at the other old man, she frowns.
The branding of void.
Quite the observation, young miss.
This is very interesting. Fucking Walter White and, you know, Jesse Pinkman getting to fucking cooking meth and doing dark magics. I missed this episode.
What? You're a part of Void?
Mr. White merely smiles.
I didn't sign up for this!
Don't be so naive. You think the crystals were just going to magically create more energy?
Your intent was to perform shadow transmutation on the crystals to create tainted spheres.
Ken, he doesn't answer.
It appears confrontation is imminent.
Why don't we even up the odds?
Boschman's right grabs two shadowy spheres from his belt, similar to the ones I saw him right past. He throws them on the ground, and a dark fog emits, cooling in the air. He reacts to the first blast of wind magic to disperse the smoke, and it's a place where two shadowy creatures, their warped appendages, are nothing that I recognize. Their long shadow claws come into a sharp point. This is the stuff of nightmares. You stand between us and Mr. Wright, Jesse cowering beside him.
Shadow familiars.
Ah.
This is getting way too crazy for me. I'm out.
Jesse breaks in a sprint and Car immediately gives him a
I've
chase.
got him.
Two of them dash out of sight.
Unfortunately, you've disrupted my work, which means I have to start all over again. So, I'm going to get going.
He channels a spell and starts to run. As he continues to chant, the spell shadow curls up his legs, threatening to engulf him completely in shadow. We can't let him get away. Lena looks from the man and to the
As much
familiar.
as I want to go after him, our top priority is to defeat these shadow creatures. Indeed. Shadow familiars this close in proximity to a city can wreak havoc and incite widespread panic.
They'd like to, they would know better than I would, and I trust their instincts. I look back at Heisenberg swallowed by shadow. Once the shadows fade away, he disappears. Zach raises discharges and a smile on his face.
Sounds like a challenge.
My heart races, I draw my blade. This is getting crazy. Early access version minigame will be available in future builds. Of course we're gonna fucking win it. Selena, Zach, and I wear down the Shadow Familiars. Amelia stays out of range, charging her attacks and the magic attacks. That's a really good song. That she lets loose are more powerful than ours as she rips chunks out of the shadowy creatures. Now I understand why everyone's impressed when they talk about mage casters.
The hostile shadow familiars have been vanquished.
You go, girl. Mia's magical glow and the charge on her blade fades and she stops channeling her magic.
We did it!
Smile, they try catching her breath, looking around. Lena, Zach, and Amelia look equally exhausted. They must have gone all out. This battle was no walk in the park, and there were only two shadow familiars to fight. Imagine if we had to face an army of them. I shiver at the thought. As you wind down, Amelia and Lena gather to do one last scan with their manipulator. Zach looks over my way.
Looks like some of that training is finally paying off.
And Zach, you're supposed to be the cringy one, not the smartass one. That's my thing. I'm still mad at you for shooting me that time. I should fucking say that one. Should be like, fuck you, dude. How's a certain jackass doesn't shoot me during melee spar? Zach snickers and shrugs. Should I stick with that one? Yeah, I'm sticking with it. I call him a jackass. We turn to Sanakara's voice. She waves at us and then hands us. We turn to Sanakara's voice. She waves at us with one hand as she uses the other to drag Jesse back. She plops him down in front of us, and he falls ungracefully to the ground. I see that his hands are bound. Why am I so yeti? Kara stands over him, her face grim.
Now, you're going to tell us exactly what you know.
I don't know jack squat. Mr. White was paying me to get crystals, and that's it, yo.
So you were not an accomplice to the shadow transmutation.
I don't even know what the shadow transportation is.
Transmutation.
Exactly.
We glare at him.
Look, I made a few deliveries to him. The first couple of times he wouldn't tell me what he did, but paid some good coin. But later he said he was going to show me so I could help with his operations. He was going to give solid pay for that too, yo.
I look him up and down. He stares desperately at us, and it's clear to me he's scared. That doesn't seem like the kind of man Void would trust with any kind of responsibilities. I'm inclined to believe he's just looking for for fast cash. Kara seems skeptical, but Amelia and Lena seem to have come to the same conclusion I have. Zach crosses his arms.
Better hope the guards believe your story.
Jesse looks like he's about to protest, but sighs instead. I think he realizes there's no chance he's going to escape.
Bag of stolen crystals is in there. He didn't grab it before running out.
Lena enters the train and returns with a bulging bag.
Let's go turn him into the guards. They'll take it from here.
Poor Jesse. Zach calls Jesse back to his feet and leads him towards the town. Luckily, it's late at night, so very few people walk the town streets with her. We arrive at the guard barracks. The person on duty gets back to his feet and he looks at Lena in recognition.
Oh, it's you again.
We found the source of your missing crystals.
Zach pushes Jesse forward and stumbles to the ground, who grabs a hold of him. The guards eyes him up and down.
It's this guy?
Oh man, it was all 'cause of Void.
The guard stares at him, clearly unconvinced.
Uh-huh. Maybe in lockup you'll have time to think up a better story.
I'm telling you the truth, bitch.
The guard frowns and passes Jesse up for another guard, who takes him in the back. The guard turns back at us.
Hopefully you won't have any
Call them
issues.
bitch. Appreciate that. The guard grins and looks
I
relieved.
can't thank you all enough. You have no idea how much of a thorn in my side this has all been.
He's the same guy who voiced who in Ace Academy. I've heard this same voice before. He voiced the one classmate, the really calm one that looks like a prick. Kara, whatever. The white-haired guy who like all the other girls like. He has the same
As
voice.
promised, there's a reward for helping us catch the culprit.
He produces a heavily satchel of gold, which he hands over
Thanks
to us.
again for all your help, and I hope you have a safe night.
I will without his fucking gold, dude.
Thanks.
We leave the guard's house and equally divvy up the reward money. As everything settles down, the group decides to return to the inn. I'm glad we get to the bottom of things, but I can't help but wonder what will happen to those kids. I don't have any need for money, really. Me guys at the end, I think I forgot something. I slip away before anyone can ask me any questions, and I make way back to those kids. They were dependent on Crystal's money to survive, and I can't just sit by and do nothing to help them. I know I don't have much to offer, but maybe giving them a cut of my work can help me tide them over. Quietly enter the house, not to spook the children. As near the trapdoor, I hear Kara's voice. How did she get so fast, and what is she doing here? Slowing my steps, I silently creep towards the trapdoor and spy on Kara's and the kids.
Here you go, guys. Take this.
She hands the oldest boy a fat coin purse and must have had some idea about sharing her reward money. The boy silently accepts it too, shocked by the amount of money to even
The man
speak
won't
of.
be coming for crystals anymore, so use that to help you find a new way to survive.
The boy nods suddenly. One of the younger children huddles together, clearly frightened for their futures. Kara smiles
I know
reassuringly.
it seems scary, but I
So we both have the
promise
same
you stick
idea.
Together, you'll be fine.
The kids hug each other.
I won't let anything happen to anyone.
Good. I know you won't. Take care of yourselves, okay? And stay out of trouble.
Kara turns to leave and I stumble out of sight. She doesn't notice me. She doesn't notice M. Oh, game's freezing. Oh shit. Crystalline.exe is not responding. I did not expect me to crash this game. Oh, we are closing the game. Huh. That's a way for that to turn out. Let's see if we can relaunch it and get it to re-recognize. That'd be good. That'd be good. I didn't expect the game to crash. That's the first like visual novel I ever had crash. Oh, at least it looks like it's re-recording fine. Just double checking. Load. Of course we're gonna fucking redo it. Walking towards the town square. Wait, what? Follow my feet as wonders she taking time enjoying the bustle of town. No. We are closer here. Shimmer word with them.
Here you go. I know. Take care.
Maybe that's Scarlet say she doesn't notice me as she hurries away. It seems like she's got a soft spot for these kids. I better do what I've come here to do and get back before people get too suspicious. Hey kids. Get down in the shop room. The oldest boy looks at me in surprise. Here. I toss in a small bag of coins which he fumbles before catching. He looks genuinely surprised as if I can't believe it's happening.
Why?
If it weren't for you, we wouldn't have caught the bad guys. You guys were a big help.
Really?
He looks at the other children who give him hopeful eyes, then he grins.
Thank you.
I nod. I should be getting back. Once I return to the upstairs, I hear children scrambling below and I see his excitement gasp. They inspect the reward money. That's
Wow,
neat.
the girl gave us so much!
I've never seen so much money before in my life.
The boy still gave a lot, though. More than we got from crystals.
Well, how much money did Kara give? Was it her whole reward? For a treasure hunter, seems very generous. Maybe there's more to it. I wonder what it could have be as return to the inn and meet up with them. I wonder if they'll talk about it.
Where's Kara?
Kara's not back yet, but she left before me. I don't know, I thought she was falling in one
I
back.
thought so too.
Yeah, bites her lip and furrows her brow. I'm sure she'll be back soon. We wait for Kara in return. I decided to grab something to eat. With all the excitement going on, I forgot about dinner. We get our oars and settle in. Secondly, I dig in. Amelia, on the other hand, is quiet as she stares at her plate. Is she okay? Amelia? She looks up at me.
Yes?
Something wrong? She shakes her head.
No. I was pondering about the lab at the Void Hideout, which was used to perform shadow transmutation.
Be the shitty RV looking thing? I'll pass on the exposition. I'm probably just gonna not pass because why not? I've been eating last. What exactly shadow transmutation? What is the shadow transmutation you were talking about earlier?
It is the process in which shadow energy is merged with a crystal containing another form of elemental energy. This fusion causes an overwhelming surge of energy to spawn, which consequently destabilizes the crystal and causes the shadow energy to become uncontrollable and very dangerous.
Wish I could use the numpad enter key for this.
This is what we refer to as a tainted sphere, like the one the treasurer used in Raven Pass, and what was used to summon the shadow familiars.
Didn't seem uncontrollable when they used it though.
Perhaps not those times. However, as it is destabilized sphere, the energy is unpredictable. It's possible it will cast properly, but equally possible it will implode upon itself at any time, which would be fatal to the mage in possession of it.
That's a best case scenario. Imagine if one of those crystals went off and spawned a shadow familiar in the middle of town.
That'd be definitely bad.
That's why shadow transmutation has been outlawed, even before the Treaty of Asaria.
I thought you said all the use of shadow magic was banned.
Yes, but there were legitimate users of shadow magic before the war.
You lost me.
Shadow magic is not innately harmful. It was originally used in non-destructive ways, just like any other element.
She still creeps me with that like her blank expression is way more blank.
That being said, a group of practitioners abused the usage of shadow magic, which revealed just how dangerous it can be when used in such a manner. That is what caused the eventual war in Assyria and the subsequent banning of shadow magic.
Is that group and that group was void.
Correct.
I think just trying to make a little bit more sense, so I'm still not sure I understand it all.
It's just a little troublesome worrisome to think that there was someone performing shadow transmutation just on the outskirts of Stonecrest. And with a lot of crystals, too.
Even though Void was defeated, it wasn't completely wiped out, and their remaining members have just been laying low.
Amelia and Leanna nod. The conversation lulls and we think about what was said. We finish the rest of our food in silence. By the time we finish up, Car returns.
Hey guys, sorry I'm late. I met up with my contact and he came through. He said that there's some adventurer who's been talking about one of those high concentrations of energy. He's at Hearth Point right now, but probably won't be staying for too long. We should head there in the morning and see what he knows.
What's the guy's name?
Arton Hunt.
Zack shrugs. I guess he doesn't know him.
It might sound like just a rumor, but there's always a grain of truth in a rumor. At the very least, we should be able to get a clue or two.
Leanna nods.
Okay, tomorrow we'll head for Hearth Point.
Amelia nods. I yawn widely. Tonight, though, I'm ready for bed. Our team murmurs in agreement. We all turn in early. It's been a long day, and that fight really took it out of me. After getting ready, I climb into bed and immediately fall into a deep sleep. And with that, and a game crashing in the middle of it, we had another episode of Crystalline. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you guys in the very next episode. Woo!